The term data and indicators are considered to be a Western construct, but indicators and data have been used by Indigenous communities since the beginning of time. We reached out to First Nations health leaders and asked them to share their thoughts on why First Nations-led approaches to data and indicators are so important and what they measure.
I think the difference between how we authentically use data as First Nations people is that we're telling a story and we're creating oral history through that story. And so when we do some of our research on why we enter treaties, and we try to research from the perspective of our people. And one of the things that really stood out for me was that the elders who shared their insights in these treaty teachings share that oral history is probably of the most important way to translate information. And so that was a real aha moment, because when we look at how we're coordinating or running our program, that's really our goal. What story is our program going to tell in 10, 15, 20 years?
The benefits of First Nations developing and using their own health indicators, you're going to have more relevant data and research. It's going to advance First Nations knowledge, community well-being. The indicators are going to align with the priorities and principles of the communities. It's also going to enable the identification of community-specific challenges and opportunities, which then allows for the development of more targeted solutions to address their unique health needs.
I think as First Nations, we can be more precise in what we want to collect and what's important for us in regards to data for our communities. If there's things more important like spiritual, cultural, land-based, and items like that's important for us, you're not going to see that perhaps on a regional, provincial scale. So those things are made for us, and we have to make sure that we develop our own, data collection that's going to be encompassing those things.
It's nice to take what is provided to us, but also make it our own. And I think that's really the beauty in the work that we do is we have this unique worldview. How can we apply it into programs that are ultimately for our populations and that would ultimately enhance, encourage, sustain the worldviews of those populations? And I think that's something that we lose sight of. Not because we're not doing it, because it comes so natural to us. So we're doing it. And I think when we started to talk about this telling stories through our own ways and understanding data, it's like we've already done it. We've done it for years and years and years. It's just, it wasn't called that. There was other words for it. And I think when we look at something like things that are provided for us, we might think can we add a few more just to get a different perspective, and maybe it's going to change something.
So honestly, figuring out what type of data will be the most important and most relevant to collect has been difficult. It means different things to different people, and people have different focuses and goals. We've also been so busy for so many years reporting on information on too many systems. We have been underwater consistently trying to make all this happen with extremely limited resources. Now we're trying to take steps forward to answer those exact questions. What is the most important for this community to be collecting? What is going to help us move our program forward in the most meaningful ways?
And I think our indicators need to be encompassing, parts of the social determinants of health for First Nations people. It might not be that important for having a dog bylaw in a community, but when you have that and it's observed, now you see your elders walking around, visiting and being social. So those things are important, and for us, that was one of the key issues. So they got to be wide in perspective. And in regards to graduation rate, it's not just only about number of diabetes cases you have and all that stuff. So it's got to be broad and meaningful to the community.
One of the things that we found is we're starting to meet with different regulating bodies, and we're telling them, celebrate accent. And because that is an indicator to us that community, they have an accent because they have a language. And that's something that is just so honorable, because it's like, I wish I had an accent. I wish I had like such a thick accent, because I feel more comfortable speaking in my language than speaking in English. And so those are things that we're encouraging people to recognize when they're doing cultural humility, cultural competency training, is that, the accent may make you feel uncomfortable, but imagine how they feel having to translate into your language for them. And so that's something to celebrate. And yeah, so language has definitely been a huge indicator for our work that we've done.
After all the challenges, all the opposition, removal, and lack of respect for culture, residential schools, and so many more travesties against us, we continue to move forward and thrive. This was done through perseverance and understanding, and taking a look at what's working and what isn't, acknowledging it and moving forward in new and better ways, understanding the world around us, nature, and using medicines that were available. Now, with the two-eyed seeing approach, we're best able to pair the knowledge that was created while tapping into more modern and technological advancements that in some cases can complement what we have been doing all along.
I think our indicators can be as meaningful, if not more meaningful. It depends on what we're looking to find out and what's important to us. At some point in time, we know that when previously receiving funding meant that we have to give quantitative indicators, whatnot, but there's also indicators that are, unique to our communities, unique to our settings, unique to our culture, and they need to be considered. They need to be part of the work and encompassing the prevention activities we're doing. So yes, I think as we had to respect their quantitative indicators, I think it's time for them to respect ours, because it's very, very meaningful for us.